welcome. I am filming a new way. I can't see myself. I don't know what's going on. You can't really see my cards, so this is just kind of like trial and error. And we'll see if it works for now. I don't know. I may do this video and be like, this is terrible. So the number one video on my channel is pick a card for yes or no questions, okay? And in life, I feel like that is such a huge thing that we all want to know, like, should I do this or should I do this, and why? So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna try to figure out, I'll try to figure out what's going on. So I'll probably grab the camera down, so you'll probably see some weird editing, because you know I'm learning. And we have group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whatever number pops into your head, go with that. But if you connect to the imagery of the cards, go with that too. Whatever you want to do. This is, we're just having a good old time. So I'm going to pull this down. Maybe I'll edit this out and so you can see the cards. So, okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to let you just kind of look. Meditate on it. I did a tapping video yesterday, so if you ever need guidance, tap. Such a great thing. So remember 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember your group, okay? So the way that I like to do yes or no questions is if the majority of the cards are reversed, it's a no. If the majority are upright, it's a yes. We'll pull an odd number, and I'll try to figure out what your question is. This is a very general, so we shall see. Okay, got 1. There's another. There's another one. Okay. Wow, right on the money. Okay, so group 1. So this is going to be a no. We have the majority in reverse. So I'll show you what we have. We have the 3 of Wands, upright, Judgment, upright, Ace of Cups in reverse. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. And we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay. What I'm feeling with these cards is someone has probably came back into our life, or an idea that we used to think about a lot has came about again, and we're wondering, should we do this? I would tell you no. Reason being, we have the 3 of Wands, so that shows me that you were looking out for this to happen. I always struggle with trying to figure out if I should speak in a way that is a person related or situation related. So I might just interchange them. So just kind of hang out with me. So the 3 of Wands shows him standing up on a ledge and looking out. It's because he wants to go somewhere. He wants to do something. He's, waiting on these people to come. So maybe you had someone in your life that you were waiting for them to come around to be the person that they wanted you to be, or you wanted them to be, and they couldn't. So yeah, I'm definitely getting these vibes, because after that we have the Judgment card. Okay, and the Judgment card is all about forgiving ourselves. It's talking about your past. So all this is correlating to something to do with the past that's being brought up again. So Judgment is all about forgiving ourselves, forgiving our past, and moving forward. And why I think that this is something coming back is because we have the 6 of Cups, which always represents someone from our childhood, our past, coming back. This could also be things that you struggled with as a child resurfacing, and you're having to deal with it again. Maybe someone in your family that you no longer talk to is trying to come back. It could be a significant other trying to come back. Something is definitely trying to come back and present itself as if it's new. It's not new. we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and normally the Ace of Cups upright is all about like a new love, a new beginning. So this would not be a new situation for you. It would turn out to be the same. And we also have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is all about conflict. So, and it's always about not being able to win that fight. So maybe at that point in time, you had to let it go because you were like, I can't win this fight. You'll have to excuse my dog because she's going to probably do that the whole time because she wants to be inside because she thinks she's human. But you thought that, you know, you could win, and then you realized, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'm going to leave this behind. I would stay in that mind frame. I don't see where this has any positivity at all. So if there is someone or something trying to come back to you and present itself in a way that's new and loving, you let it go for a reason. You need to forgive your past, and you need to move on, and you need to stay on that straight and arrow. So let's do that. And then I will pull an oracle card just to see if it can kind of correlate. Whoa, we don't have time for that. That is too much. I just like to do 1 or 2 oracle cards. We don't need to do a bunch. Yes or no tarot reading is just very quick. There we go. Okay, so, we have answer the call. What is your soul calling on you to do? So that's what I was saying. Remember what it was that made you leave the situation behind. Let's not stray. And then we have transformation. Now this was in reverse. So that tells me that if we take on whatever this was from the past, your transformation is stopping. You know, the progress that you made is going to be reversed. So we need to think about that. So group 1, your question is a no, depending on what it is. It's very general. So, but we're definitely getting a lot of past vibes, thinking something was going to work out. We had to leave it alone. Now they're probably trying to creep back in, or that idea in your mind is creeping back in. We could talk about, you know, addiction problems, but I'm not really seeing any addiction cards in here, so we won't go too far in that. I would have to pull more cards for it to definitely correlate with that. So let's move on to group 2. See what y'all got going on. So if you picked this deck, group 2, see what y'all got. There's one. Oh, that might be too many. When too many come out at once. We need a... Ooh, Ooh. Okay. I really did not want to pull this many. We'll keep this to the side in case I want to touch on that. Okay, group 2. Yes, okay, yes, this is something that you are wanting to do. Okay, let me look at these. We have the Ace of Swords showing me that you are guarding something. Not the Ace of Swords, I'm sorry, the King of Swords. You're guarding something, an idea. Okay, you're definitely trying something new in your life. And whatever this is going to make your world whole, because we have the World upright. None of these cards were in reverse, so this is a definite yes. I see that we have some anxiety about what's happening, have some doubts. I think that you are a very guarded person, because we have the King of Swords, and it being next to the moon tells me that we probably have some issues where we've probably been messed over in the past. So the moon, to me, like, one of the best meanings is not knowing if we're seeing things for how they truly are. You are, but you also need to not be so guarded. As you can see, he's sitting here on his throne guarding things. guarding himself. I'm trying to see if there's any other imagery in here that I can speak on. I mean, it's a skeleton after all. But then we have the moon. So this situation is, you are seeing it for how it truly is, because the next card we have is the Ace of Swords. And you have 2 aces, okay? 2, along with the World. So I would say whatever it is that you're trying to do, I think is maybe a new opportunity. Maybe you're trying to move. Maybe you're wondering about a new job. This is all lining up for you in a perfect way. The universe is handing you 2 gifts in the form of money and stability and strength. And you already are a very strong person because you're already guarded, but we have to remember not to be overly guarded of ourselves, okay? We don't want to push people away because we're always second guessing whatever it is, what their motives are. I would not second guess this because these are all really, really positive cards. I would go straight along with what it is that you want to do, and I would go full force, in all honesty, because these are all really great cards. Whoa. And I know I'm moving fast, but like I said, it's a yes or no question. I don't, you know, we're just doing it kind of quickly. Let's do one more. And Oracle cards, I feel like, has really helped me out in tarot reading. They give you like a little extra information. Okay, so now this was in reverse. Align your life. And okay, so that's like what I was saying. You've been guarded in the past, so you're trying to figure out, like, is this situation as good as it appears? I don't know. I'm definitely like that. I will look at something and it could be so great, and then I'm like, oof. But you know, this happened before 10 years ago. Is this going to happen now? I feel like you're in that headspace. But one of your Oracle cards, the Crumbling, what are you clinging on to? Okay, those past things that happened, we can't let it affect us now. And this was in reverse. Align your life. Okay, so these thought patterns of our past and how we're clinging on, it's not letting us align with these gifts that the universe wants to give us, okay? And in the end, we have the World, which shows completion, harmony. So, okay, I want you to really sit and figure out what it is you're guarding. What was the situation that you keep replaying in your head that you don't want to happen again, so you question every opportunity that comes your way, okay? That's what we need to figure out. So this one I feel is definitely opportunity based, but I'm going to say yes, you need to do it, but we definitely need to work on ourselves and how we are. You're probably a little cynical how we're looking at things. So group 2, yes, do it. But let's also figure out what it is that happened. And if it's something that, you know, you can't get over, we have to learn to live with things that happen to us. They put us here for that moment. Those bad things, they put us here because everything has a reason. And that was one like lesson in life that was really hard for me to learn, is that everything happens for a reason to put you where you are in this moment. And, you know, that can be really hard because some things that happen to us are pretty bad. So definitely think on that, okay? All right, I know we're trucking right along. I'm slowly getting back into posting YouTube videos, so we'll do some more in-depth ones soon. Maybe for the new moon. We'll see, I'm rambling. Okay, if you chose this deck for group 3, let's see what we got. Now these cards are all messed up, so we'll see what we got. I need to shuffle these a little bit more because they haven't been in use. And I'm hoping to get a crystal singing bowl for my birthday soon in the note C, and we will be playing that, and that's to keep you grounded. And we will be playing that to before we do our tarot readings. I know my husband's not trying to walk up in here. Wow, all this just fell out. Okay. We might have to go with the 6th card. Oh, group 2. Okay. This is group 3. I'm getting sidetracked. All right, group 3. Let's see what we got. Actually, I'm going to have to take this away because that'll make an even number. Okay. All right, so yours is a yes. Dealing with some definite control issues in our life. All right, let me think about this a little bit. Okay, so someone or something is controlling us. Okay, let me just show this. The way I've been learning to read is not so much by the book, but how the cards are looking at each other, what's next to each other. You see what I'm saying? So the Queen of Wands is a very loving woman. Gender's, relative in tarot. They're loving, they're nurturing, they're smart, they're caring. But right next to her and what she's looking at is the devil. Okay? So if you pick this and you are male and you are taking on these characteristics, don't play too much into the gender of the cards. So she's looking at the devil. The devil represents control, addiction, enslavement. So you're definitely dealing with something in that way. It could be you feel a slave to your job. You could be addicted to a controlling person. Sometimes we feed off that and we don't even realize it yet. Also, someone in your life could be controlling you, manipulating you. You could have issues with addiction, or you could be trying to help someone get out of the way of addiction. So those 2 cards definitely speak to me the most. The next one that's speaking to me the most, and I don't know if I said this, but this is a yes reading. And I think that your question would probably be, should I leave or do something about this addiction controlling issue in my life? That's a resounding yes. But you don't want to, because we have the 2 of Swords in reverse. So when the 2 of Swords is upright, it's kind of like the peace before you make a decision that's going to change your life. Now, the peace that you're in is denial, because as you can see, she's blindfolded with 2 swords beside her. So she knows she has to make this decision, but she doesn't want to, because right now everything's okay, but she has to make that decision. We're in reverse. That decision is going to be made for you regardless. If I were you, I would go ahead and make that decision, because if not, you're going to keep waiting around and it's going to be made for you. Not only that, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So your power over your life and your strength is just not there right now. And we also could say that if we were to play into the genders, that since this King of Swords in reverse and we have the devil, there could be a male figure in your life that we're dealing with that has control over us, that has addiction problems. And since the Queen of Wands is upright, I would say that there's a female that's trying to fix it. So, tarot, we can look at it in multiple angles. But since that 2 of Swords is reversed, a decision is going to be made. And then we also have the Judgment card. And one reason I know a decision is going to be made, even though that card's in reverse and telling me that, is because this is a yes reading. So you're going to make this decision and you're going to get judgment. The problem is you're going to try to balance what's right and what's wrong to come in the middle. We can't always do that. We have to do what we need to do, okay? We have to make the decision and help the person get us out of the situation. You can't live in this life of limbo, okay? And Judgment represents that as well. It also represents, like I said in the readings prior, it represents forgiving our past and moving on, but it also can represent you trying to, trying to balance. One's always going to outweigh the other, okay? So you definitely have to make a decision because you're being controlled. And I would rather you have this 2 of Swords upright to where you're the ones making the decision versus it being reversed and it's being made for you. And you're just not seeing things clearly. You're definitely in denial, okay? You're in denial. And this reading could be me letting you know that there is a problem and you have to address it, okay? So that's what I would say for you. Your King of Swords is in reverse. You've lost, your strength. You're letting someone have control over you because you're so caring, because you're so giving, because you're that Queen of Wands, okay? So that's kind of what I want to tell you. And an extra card did pull out, and since this is already a yes reading how it is, I'll go ahead and talk on it because it does tell me. Again, like I said, I know a decision is going to be made. I know you're going to do something because we have the Wheel of Fortune that popped out too. And it just goes straight along with it. And the Wheel of Fortune is our next phase. We're going on to our next phase. So whether you like it or not, you're going to be making that decision. Or it, like I said, or it will be made for you. So don't you want to be the one in control of your life? I think so. So if someone or something is, controlling us, addiction, a person, a job, something, let's get ahead of that because it's definitely being hard on you. I'm so sorry my dogs are barking, but there's nothing I can do about it. Let's pull your oracle. Okay. All right. You got protection. Call back your power. That's what I was saying. Your power's gone. Your King of Swords was in reverse. Okay? But you also need to look at it too, is that your power could be within your Queen of Wands. You're compassionate, you're caring, you're nurturing. But we can't let those qualities, unfortunately in today's society, those qualities can make us weak at the same time. And we need to, that could be what the balancing act needs to be. We need to balance those two things in our life, our strength and our compassionate and caring side, because we need to blend those together so we can handle this situation. See, sometimes when we do tarot and we talk it out, as I'm talking and rambling, it'll all come together in my head. So that could be it too. So call back on your power. And then do something to shift your vibration. And this was in reverse. So what that's telling me is you're doing nothing. Like I said, you're in denial. You're in limbo. You don't want to make a decision. You have to call back your power and you have to do something to shift your vibration, okay? I love when cards line up. Okay, last group. And I have not used this deck in a very long time. So, group 4. Let's see what y'all got going on. I hate to say this, but I bought this deck at Urban Outfitters. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do hate how it becomes mainstream. People just want a piece of tarot without studying or, I've been studying this. I got my first tarot deck when I was 16, and then I've been fully studying this since 2017. And I still question myself and have notes. When I do personal readings, I'm like, let me check my notes. So, all right. So we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, the 9 of Swords in reverse, the King of Swords, the 8 of Wands, okay. All right, this reading is going to be a no. Whatever your question is, it'll be a no. Now, it seems like you've had a lot of opportunities and decisions coming your way and you haven't known what to do. We have the 7 of Cups. So what that represents to me is that you've been giving a lot of options, but they're all equally bad as they are good. So we don't really know what to do, right? So then we have the 9 of Swords, and that's all about anxiety. You can't even sleep at night because you're so stressed out, okay? So these decisions are not helping you. Now, what is this I'm trying to think. What would this mean? Hold on. I can't remember where I was because I had to edit that out. So we're having a lot of anxiety. And then we have the Eight of Wands. And that's all about news. So you probably just found out something. Okay. So we definitely just found out some heavy news. And we're trying to figure out what to do about it. I don't quite know what your yes or no question would be, because you're probably wondering what option I should take. If someone betrayed you and okay, this one's, I feel very heavy energy with this reading. Let me pull out some oracle cards to see if we can get some more clarity. We're carrying some heavy burden. Someone has betrayed us. Okay. Wow, someone has really done us over, and we're trying to figure out what we should do about it. I think that we've been presented options to handle this situation, but we don't know which option to take because they're all, like I said, equally good as they are bad. So I think if you have thought that you have picked one and you're wondering if it's the right one, this is a no reading. I'm sorry. Good, because I was like, where am I going with this? I would tell you that if you think that you picked out of these and you're wondering if it's right, it's not. You are carrying heavy burden that you're putting on yourself. You have a ton of anxiety. So you just recently found out this news and we're trying to figure out how to deal with it. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So this is probably somebody that has, this person has rushed in and just kind of ruined our lives, okay, with this news and this information. And here we are trying to figure out what option is the best option. And they probably told you like, hey, I think that we should do this. And you're probably going along with it thinking, I guess it's okay. I would tell you to think further into it. I don't think that you have seen what each option will do. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, wow. Someone has really came in and they're causing you a lot of anxiety, and you're carrying it with you every single day right now. Every single day, trying to figure out what you should do. Don't let them influence you. You need to look at every option with a clear head on your own to figure out what you need to do. Okay, we have. So, yeah, you've had something really happen to you, because we have the ever unfolding rose, and it's saying this is happening for you, not to you. So you're in a really hard situation right now, and seeing any positivity in it is going to be tough for you. We also have boundaries as an oracle card. It's saying set your boundaries. You be the one to set your boundaries. And that's one thing I was saying. Don't let anyone influence you when it comes to making these decisions, because this Seven of Cups, I mean, there's 7 options being handed to you and we don't really know which is the best. And we also got the initiation. It's saying that you're going somewhere sacred. Okay, so you need to harness back your power. We let this person rush in, just basically fuck things up for us, and we need to take our own power back, and we need to not let them present us with the options, okay? Don't let them come in and be like, hey, we're either going to do this, this, or this, and you're up all night worrying about it. No, present your own options back, okay? Take back your power. And just remember that although it's bad right now, this situation is probably happening because there's something, I know it is, because that's how life works. Something way better for you is coming. So remember that. A new door is opening for you very, very soon. You have to be the one to make that decision. And so if your question today was, should I do this option that I was thinking? No. I don't think that you've thought about it enough in that way, because I think you're too focused on the betrayal, the anxiety, the burden, and how this news just came in and shook you to your core. We need to think clearly, and we need to be the ones to figure it out. Don't let anyone sway us, okay? So that is a quick yes or no reading for today. I think my family's probably going to be back home soon, so I'm going to wrap it up. I hope that this helps people, and you know, if you got a yes or a no and what I elaborated on is not like pertaining to you, I mean, it's still a yes or a no. I think they're so fun to do, and sometimes that's all people need is a yes or a no answer. So, and tarot is very funny. They'll be like, this is happening to you, and this is happening, and this is happening to you, and then you're like, well, what do I do? And then it'll be like, but really what tarot wants you to do is, it's kind of like tarot to me is kind of like you already know what's going on. You just need to be reminded so you can act upon it. And sometimes I'll pull tarot cards for myself and I'll start laughing. I'm like, oh, I know. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the decision. Why? I don't know why I'm scared. Because it'll be like, you're having anxiety, but look how powerful you are, etc., etc. And then I'm like, I know, but it's easier said than done. So I did post a tapping video yesterday. I really would love to do more of those. I think they're really great in meditating. So please watch that. And thank you for hanging out with me while I ramble, while my dogs bark, while we're having stuff done to the house, etc. So thank you, and come back again. I hope to post some more videos this week. We'll do some more specifics. So yeah, okay, I'm done rambling. Okay, bye.